Good evening. The Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson suspects a campaign by China to spread false information on the West Philippine Sea dispute. During a Senate hearing on Tuesday, PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, says a disinformation campaign like this cannot happen unless supported by a state.
As far as the Philippine Coast Guard is concerned, ma'am, the only information that we have received is through our media friends, wherein some of those journalists that we know that supports the efforts of the Philippine government in the West Philippine Sea receive emails trying to divert the attention and focus of the Filipino people instead of concentrating on the aggressive actions of China. Based on my personal understanding, ma'am, of course, this kind of information operation will not be happening unless it's supported by a state actor.
Tariela previously said fake news peddlers are among the reasons why some Filipinos are siding with the Chinese government despite its continued aggressions in the West Philippine Sea. Meanwhile, Senator Robin Padilla questions whether PCG's latest resupply mission would have been successful without the help of the United States. On September 8, the U.S. Navy had deployed an aircraft to monitor PCG's tension-filled resupply run to BRP Sierra Madre. But Defense Undersecretary Ignacio Madriaga stresses that the resupply mission last week was successful because of the bravery of the PCG, the Philippine Navy, as well as civilian personnel involved.
Yung presensya po ng Amerikano doon is tulong lang po yun sa maritime domain awareness at parang may eye in the sky na nanonood ng buong pangyayari. Sir, wala po tayong inaamin at hindi po tayo aamin na hindi natin kaya yung trabaho. Medyo kaya may Amerikano o sinong ibang bansa po, kaya po ng Philippine Navy, kaya ng Philippine Coast Guard po yan. Hindi po tayo susuko dyan kaya may Amerikano o wala. Hindi po tayo aamin na hindi natin po kaya. Kakayanin po natin kahit ano po yung gamit natin.
President Bongbong Marcos says the implementation of the price cap is going as well as we can expect. In an ambush interview, Marcos says the government has already started providing assistance to rice retailers that were affected by the mandated price ceiling.
The implementation and enforcement is going as well as we can expect. Siyempre, nag-aalam natin yung mga ibang retailer na hindi natin pwedeng sisihin dahil hindi sila nakakatiyak na sa ating ibibigay at kapalit.
Business groups earlier urged the government to limit the implementation of the rice price caps to 2 to 3 weeks, warning that prolonging such regulation could bankrupt small stores unable to cope with mounting losses. Meanwhile, Marcos says he wishes for agriculture in the country to be in a better state. The president shares this as he was asked for his birthday wish. Marcos is set to celebrate his birthday on September 13 in Singapore, where he is scheduled to give a talk at the 10th Asian Summit and attend the Formula 1 Singapore Grand Prix 2023.
Maraming maayos sa agrikultura at malaman na natin kung ano pa talaga whether next season ba o dry season para matulungan natin yung mga partner natin. Yun lamang ang ating panalangin pa rin hanggang ngayon.
The State Weather Bureau is currently monitoring a low-pressure area off Batanes, while the southwest monsoon or habagat continues to affect parts of the country. In its 4 p.m. bulletin, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration says the LPA was last spotted 710 kilometers east of Itbayat, Batanes. Pag-asa says, however, it is unlikely that the LPA will become a tropical cyclone. According to Pag-asa, the trough of the LPA will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms in Cagayan Valley, Bicol Region, Quezon, Aurora, and northern Samar. Meanwhile, cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorm will likewise prevail over Metro Manila, Mimaropa, Western Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, Barm, Zambales, Bataan, and the rest of Calabarzon due to the habagat. The habagat will also bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms over the rest of the country. The Department of Social Welfare and Development is providing livelihood assistance to small-time rice retailers affected by price rise caps until September 14. Rice retailers earlier expressed their stores may close down as they continue to incur losses due to the price caps. In a palace briefing, DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian says rice retailers may receive a 15,000 peso grant to cushion the blow of the mandated ceiling for the prices of rice.
Total na nabigyan natin ng livelihood grant ay 474 na rice retailers na nagkakahalaga ng 7.530 million 7.5 million pesos. Medyo maliit pa yung catchment natin pero sa araw na to hanggang sa 14th lalaki at bibilis to dahil simultaneous na ang payout natin sa iba't ibang riyon at iba't ibang mga highly urbanized cities.
Gatchalian says President Bongbong Marcos would like the aid distribution finished by September 14 in consideration of the election ban for the upcoming barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections on October 30. But the DSWD chief reveals they are trying to obtain from the Commission on Elections an exemption from the ban.
Importante sa amin na mabigay kaagad lahat to dahil mag-e-election ban rin. At bagamat nag-apply kami ng exemption sa COMELEC at nananalig kami na mabibigyan kami ng exemption pero we cannot preempt the good COMELEC from saying na mabibigyan kami.
Senator Bong Go says House Deputy Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo urged former President Rodrigo Duterte to be active in politics again. Go says the talk happened during an informal gathering over the weekend attended by Duterte, Arroyo, and former Senate President Vicente Soto III and former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea. According to Go, they reminisced about the times when they worked together in the government, adding that during the meeting, Arroyo was trying to convince Duterte to become active in politics again. Go, however, did not detail what Duterte's response was. Opposition Senator Risa Hontiveros says some things are unworthy of rebranding in reaction to a new proposal to change the term Diktadurang Marcos to just Diktadura in the social studies curriculum for grade 6 students. In a statement, Hontiveros says an accurate historical record is a guide to a better future, adding that rebranding should not be allowed in some situations. On Monday, the Department of Education confirmed the proposal to remove the word Marcos from Diktadurang Marcos in the revised curriculum. This was recommended by a specialist from the agency's Bureau of Curriculum Development. Bureau of Curriculum Development Director Jocelyn Andaya explained the proposal was only meant to align the outline of topics on events and themes instead of prominent political figures. Andaya also clarified that the proposal is not yet final, so it remains open to change. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Ervin Santiago ng Bandera. Ervin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Ito na nga ang latest Bandera Chika. Handang magpaka-daring ang kapuso action drama prince na si Ruru Madrid sa isang bonggang acting project. Pero may isang kondisyon. Papayag daw ang hunk actor na mag-all out sa isang pelikula kung talagang kailangan sa storya at kung kasing ganda at kasing laki ng production ng action fantasy adventure series na Game of Thrones. Ayon kay Ruru, wala namang problema sa kanya kung kailangan niyang ipakita ang lahat-lahat, basta ba worth it ang project at magmamarka sa buong mundo. Pero para naman sa leading lady ni Ruru sa pelikulang Video City at kapuso primetime series na Black Rider na si Yasi Pressman, mukhang hindi pa carry ng powers niya ang tumodo sa pagpapasexy. Feeling ng dalaga hindi pa mangyayari ngayon ang pagsabak niya sa mga daring roles. Mas gusto muna niyang mag-focus sa mga challenging roles pero wholesome pa rin at hindi kailangang maghubad at magpakita ng katawan. At kapag daw dumating yung panahon na may nag-offer sa kanya ng mga bold at daring projects, pag-iisipan daw muna niya ito ng bonggang-bongga.
Willing to give everything. Kung ganun kalaking proyekto and tingin mo hinihingi talaga ng script, talagang gagawin mo siguro.
Hindi ko po makita ang future, ang alam ko lang po ay ang now. At ang ngayon po, hindi pa po ako handa.
At yan ang Bandera Chika natin today. Thanks, Neil.
Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Philippine Coast Guard suspects that the disinformation campaign on the West Philippine Sea is backed by China. Pasig Court acquits Nobel Peace Prize laureate Maria Ressa and Rappler Holdings Corporation of tax evasion. And Dr. Tony Leachon resigns as Department of Health Special Advisor for Non-Communicable Diseases. And these are the stories you need to know today. I am Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.